Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Poland Daily Business. I'm your host, Benjamin Lee. The latest figures on the level of unemployment have been released and show that the situation is better than expected by the experts. According to the Polish Central Statistical Office, GUS, unemployment stood at 5.7% in November, unbudged for the past 3 months. The economists are expecting a slowdown in the European as well as the Polish economy and had forecasted that November would be the first month in 2018 in which the unemployment rate would increase. Back in early 2016, more than 10% of working-age Poles were unemployed, showing by contrast the improvement of the situation in less than 3 years. Just a few hours after the press conference in which Polish Prime Minister Mateusz Morawiecki promised that the government will take measures to keep energy prices from rising, a newly drafted law meant to achieve that goal surfaced on the website of the Polish parliament. According to the new law proposal, the excess tax paid by the consumers of electricity will decrease from 20 zlotys per megawatt per hour to 5. The new bill is expected to be approved by the parliament next week. Domestic tourism grows increasingly profitable as the number of tourists in Poland staying overnight in their travel destinations increased by over 6% year-on-year from 27.6 million to 29.3 million in the first 10 months. According to the data released by the Central Statistical Office of Poland, the uptick in tourist use of accommodation follows the ongoing upward trend for the past few years, repeatedly rewriting annual records. The publication also listed the countries of origins from which tourists frequent Poland, putting Germany first, followed by UK, and Ukraine on the third. That's it for today. Coming up next, Alexander Wojcicki with his guests.
Poland Daily Business Edition. Our guest tonight is President of Polish Space Agency, Dr. Grzegorz Brona. Sir, welcome to the show.
Good evening.
You are ruling the agency a few months right now, and the Polish Space Agency means cooperation with other nations, normally with European Space Agency, but also with other countries that are very much involved in a space race. One of them is Ukraine.
Yes, indeed. If you would like to take part in the international space race, you have to think internationally. So we have to find partners not only in Europe or the European Union states among them. We have to go outside. We are talking with Ukrainians. We know that they developed a lot of technologies, the technologies that are connected with rockets, with satellites and other systems, space systems. So we can learn from them how to actually create or co-create these technologies. And then what we can give them is the European market, right? So both sides are winning in this cooperation. We are learning, they are gaining a direct access to the European market.
Which technologies you mean by... which technology from your point of view are most interesting for us in Ukraine?
Well, in my opinion, there are two areas that are very much interesting to us. One of them is rockets. So as you may know, that Ukrainians do have their own rockets. They do not launch them from Ukraine, but they are producing not only components, but the whole rockets in Ukraine. And the second area is connected with the Earth observation satellites. So Ukrainians also possess a technology of how to create a satellite and how to operate a satellite. So we can learn from them in these two areas. This is actually connected with different, I would say, areas in Poland, like the civilian area or the military area also. Well, the other possible way of cooperation is a cooperation between universities, Polish universities and Ukrainian universities. There's actually one project that is starting now between Poznań University and Kyiv University. These two universities decided to create their own common one satellite, a small satellite that will be created by students. This will be, I hope, an Earth observation satellite, and it will be launched let's say in 2022.
Will this be another microsatellite? Or
This will be a microsatellite. Some of the satellite will be created in Poland by the Poznań University. Some of the satellite will be created in Kyiv at the Kyiv University of Technology.
So again, do you see those microsatellites created by students as an entry for the young people to the space organization, for the space industry?
Oh yes, I think that the best way to teach students how to do space business or space science is to give them an ambitious task. And one of these tasks could be to build or create a small satellite, then to launch it, and then to operate this satellite. It learns a lot of different things, how to manage the project from the beginning up to the end.
And it has to be done up to the highest professional standards, because you cannot fix anything on space.
Exactly. In space, there's no way to fix the broken satellite, at least at the moment. So the students are not attending dedicated courses. They are learning on a project how to proceed, right? So this is a hands-on experience. And an international cooperation in this area is a must. We are planning to have this cooperation not only with Ukrainians, we are also looking at different countries, and we are trying to convince our students to share a project of, for instance, building a satellite.
So, very interesting development in front of us, and we will definitely keep in touch with this, and we'll definitely talk to you later on, because it's interesting. Mr. Grzegorz Brona, president of Polish Space Agency, was our guest tonight, sir. Thank you for coming to the studio.
Thank you a lot.
And that was it for tonight's Poland Daily Business.